Hello everybody and welcome. This is Adrian. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's going to be time for some Total War Thrones of Britannia. Creative Assembly was very kind to give me a preview key for Thrones of Britannia, so now we're going to be jumping on into a campaign here, and we're going to be checking out the game. I am a little skeptical of this game, I'll admit. I'm going to be very critical of this game and what I like about it and what I don't. So, just be prepared for that. I know most about the changes and things like that, and I've heard a lot about this game, and so I'm just curious to see, you know, is it fun? Is it enjoyable? Can you actually have a good strategy experience with this game? Because it's very streamlined compared to other Total Wars. So I'm very curious to see what's going to be going on here, but I do hope you guys enjoy. I'm kind of excited to you know, play this game. Let's go and turn down our volume just a smidge. There we go. I think that's a little better. Okay, and then if anybody's wondering, I'm running this game in 1440p. I believe I'm on ultra settings for the graphics. Yeah, well, they're customized. Oh yeah, I turned down the anti-aliasing a little bit, but other than that, I am using ultra settings. And I want to say that in comparison to Total War Attila, the game does run pretty damn good. It's not like Total War Warhammer status, because that is a very, very well optimized game. Total War Warhammer 1 and 2. The engine is way more optimized for those games than it is for the Total War Attila engine, but, you know, it runs pretty good. I'll say, you know, on max settings. Then again, I mean, I have a beastly PC, so I don't know. But if anybody was wondering about performance, it does run a little better than Attila, so you don't have to worry so much about that. So let's go ahead and jump on into a new campaign. I've actually been playing another campaign for a few hours to kind of get the grasp of everything. And I like what I'm seeing so far. I do have a few concerns, but I like what I'm seeing so far. So let's jump on into a new campaign, something that I've never tried, and so I want to see, what's going on with this, and you know, try something that I haven't touched yet, and so get a feel for something that I haven't done in an area of the world that I haven't been. So let's go and take a look here. We're gonna go to the Gaelic Kingdoms, and I decided we're gonna play as Circenn. Over here, we have the faction leader of Ayed. We're gonna be playing on campaign battle difficulty hard. We're not going to do very hard or legendary. There's other Let's Plays if you guys want to see that. We're just going to take it nice and slow. I actually haven't played Total War in a very, very long time, so we're going to be taking it kind of slow and just kind of enjoying ourselves, kind of laid-back campaign preview Let's Play. So let's see. We have some cultural features. We are the Gaelic Kingdoms faction. We have legitimacy. We can silence those who question our divine right to rule. We have +2 loyalty for all generals, and we have 25% income from all churches. And then, let's see, we have an initial challenge, normal. Apparently we have tricky diplomacy because we have a bunch of different countries surrounding us. The start year is 878 AD. And then, this is a little bit about our faction. Circenn is a land of misty hills and open moors. Its folk, a mixture of Gaelic, or Gaels, Picts, and others driven to the edges of Britannia by invaders. So far, however, they've resisted the Viking incursions. Cool. And then we have a few faction features. We have the Stone of Destiny. Legends say that a Stone of Destiny brings wealth to its bearer. Undertake a mission to find it. And then we have access to a unique south terrain building, which gives immunity to snow attrition. And then apparently our military forces themselves consist of good all-around infantry with some good spearmen, very strong missile units, and powerful, unique crossbows. So crossbows, in particular in Thrones of Britannia, are going to be very, very important because, especially towards the later game, you're dealing with a lot of factions, particularly English and Viking factions that have a lot of armor. And so crossbows, they give you a lot of range, but they give you a shit ton of armor piercing as well. So it's a pretty unique kind of unit in this time period in 878 AD. So let's go and jump into the campaign. I believe we will be getting a opening cinematic here in just a second. We start with what looks like, I think, 2 provinces. Got 1, 2. Okay, so we have quite a bit of land. That's cool.
The rise of the MacAlpins to Alba's throne was intended to herald a new era of prosperity. But the coming of the Vikings put paid to that. Their ravaging of our lands has left us divided. Now the throne is shared between Fortrio and the Western Isles claimed by the Vikings. The defeat of the sons of Ragnar to the south brings opportunity. The lands of Alba could be united. Take up this challenge. Seize this opportunity. And show that one throne alone rules Scotland.
The Viking incursions could work to your advantage. Alba lies divided, but your people's enemies are exhausted by the fight against the invaders. Now is the time for a strong ruler to emerge and reunite the scattered kingdoms of the north. This is your chance to bring the whole of Scotland under your sway. Your army is facing off against the rebel army in the east. Defeating these rebels will consolidate your hold on the heartlands of Alba.
Okay. Alright, so here we are. We have a mission issued. We should stabilize internally before we look beyond our borders. Prove your right to rule and eliminate the nearby rebels. And we will get 5 public order in all regions, as well as 50% unit replenishment for a little bit. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and zoom out, and let's take a look around the map here. So we control a bit of eastern Scotland right now. We have what looks like 2 regions with several provinces each. We're making pretty decent money, 1,300 pounds, or 1,300 gold right now per turn, which is pretty impressive. So, wow, that's actually quite a bit of land. Alright, let's take a look at the diplomacy real fast. Let's see here. So let's see. Looks like we're friends with people over here and over here. We have military allies and defensive pacts. So that's pretty cool. We're actually number 8th in the world for strength, which is pretty strong. Okay, yeah, so we actually roll over quite a bit of land. Let's see here. Down here, we have a guy named Straklit, I guess. And so he's, I guess he's also friendly to us, which is good. He's actually number 9 in the world, so he's pretty powerful as well. These little dudes are actually not too powerful, but definitely we're going to want to build up our control, our military and industrial power pretty quickly. Definitely to the north, I think we're going to need to attack Orkney. He is almost certainly Viking, I believe. Yep, he's actually part of the Viking Sea King faction, as well as this guy, Sud Reyr. He's Vikings as well. Let's see, we have this guy, Godel. He is also Vikings. Whereas our little dude of Fort Triu, he's Gaelic, as well as our little buddy here, Straklit, is actually Welsh. Straklit's Welsh. Interesting. Okay, so there's only 3 little Gaelic kingdoms up here. We're gonna need to consolidate control, take out the all the Vikings, and then push south. We have this kingdom of North Leod. Those guys are English. They're likely to be pushed out by Northumbria and the Vikings, though. So we should, yeah, with the Great Heathen Army, they're likely to be annihilated. So we'll see what happens with that. For now, let's see if we can do any diplomacy as far as like.
I look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Nobody wants to be a vassal, right? Okay. We have a couple of like non-aggression pacts and things like that with surrounding neighbors. So that's good.
Well met, friend.
Okay. And then Straklit, we could do a declaration of friendship. Let's see. Can I give me any money for this? Can I go a little more?
Can we persuade you?
Give me a little more. Alright, there we go. So Straklit, we could do that. And then let's actually not have any treaties with the Vikings. We will probably be advancing into their territory not long from now. So, okay. Alright, and then we have 5,300 gold right now. I don't think I'm going to build anything just yet. Let's take care of this rebel army, and then we will consider what we're going to do with our military, because we're going to need to build up a military force pretty quickly. We have a lot of farming. Wow, we have a lot of farms around here. Okay, so let's take a look at our army here. So we have our king, who is an elite melee cavalry unit. We have some Alban Levy spearmen. We have Cataran levies. These are Levy axe infantry. We got some Levy spears. 2 Highland Levy archers. And then we have an Alban horseman. And then the enemy, I don't even know what he has. So let's go find out. Let's see. He's got 2 Levy spearmen, 1 Levy archers, and then 1 Alban raiders. Okay, so we have a lack of melee infantry. But, I mean, the army is not that large. So, you know, maybe we'll just use our ranged advantage against him. We have 2 ranged units to his 1. And then we have better cavalry than he does. So we should be fine. I put the game on an SSD, so hopefully we load pretty quickly. One of the interesting things about this game actually is it's actually really small. The game is only like 6 gigs packed and then 12 gigs unpacked for a Total War game that's very, 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 very small. I believe Total War Warhammer 2 is about 60 gigabytes, and then I think Warhammer 1 is like 40. Okay, so let's find out. This guy's gonna be on a hill. He might back up towards here. I'm kind of curious about that. So let's go ahead and do archers in the front. And we'll do cav just in the back, and then we'll do the 2 melee infantry right here. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So first, let's actually take a look here. I just want to show you guys the graphics here. So this is in 1440p, full settings, ultra, and the graphics look very, very beautiful. Actually, the game runs well. It looks really, really nice. Kind of reminds me of something out of Braveheart, but I don't know. I can't speak for what people looked like back then. So pretty cool stuff. Like you can see the leather padding and stuff like that. It looks really, really nice. And then these guys just look beast, dude. They have like actual chainmail armor. You can see this here. So I believe in this time period, nobody used stirrups yet. Stirrups I don't think were used until after William the Conqueror. So as you can see, all these cavalry, they don't have any stirrups. They're not using stirrups on their horses, which is pretty good attention to detail. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of interesting. We can take a look here. All these guys, for some reason, they all have like the same, like, you know, facial expressions, and you know, there's only a little bit of variety for these units in particular. Which, I mean, I don't blame them, but in comparison to something like Medieval 2, you know, there's a lot of variety in that kind of game. Whereas here, you know, all the troops do relatively look the same. Everybody looks like, you know, they're like seriously, this guy looks like Jesus. You know, look at this guy. You know, holy shit. Okay. And I don't think anybody has shoes either. Yeah, nobody wore shoes in this time period. It's all barefoot. Okay. And the music is also beautiful. The music for this game is beast.
Are useful for flanking the enemy. Very well. Attacking their missiles.
Okay, so yeah, we'll just bombard him with arrows until we have to advance. This guy's actually an elite melee cavalry unit. This is their general, so that's gonna be curious. We have melee cavalry of our own. I guess he's gonna advance on my position.
Yours to command.
Either that or he's gonna go in the trees, which is gonna be unfortunate because we have ranged advantage. So if he's gonna go in the trees, that would not be cool. Let's actually go ahead and move over here.
Making haste.
Probably bombard these guys with the archers. So we could have a standard shot or a flaming shot. I think standard shot should do just fine. Yeah, we should be okay there. Can I rotate this? There was like a way to do it, I think. I think you hold Alt. I think it's Control Alt. Yeah, something like that. Whoopsies. Accidentally Alt Tab. Sorry about that. Damn, now we can do that. Alright, interesting. What's he up to right now? Let's see if we can go for those guys.
Pound the earth. Kick your steeds. Beware missiles.
Alright, let's do one archer there, and let's do another over here. He's probably gonna lose space, so okay. It's going to go to the shield wall here, just so we don't take any range damage. Yeah, these archers 1-to-1 we should probably win, so it's fine. Yeah, we'll just use up all of our ammunition just attacking these guys. This guy's gonna lose spacing right now. We should be able to still hit him though, so that's fine. So, you know what's the unfortunate thing about this review copy is there's actually no blood. I'm not gonna lie, this game looks pretty weird with no blood. It just doesn't look right. Once we get blood into this game is gonna look much more epic. But it just looks kind of strange right now, so. Alright, let's focus on those archers and these infantry first. I kind of want to bombard that dude, actually. So we'll use a ball of our ammunition and then we'll attack probably the general. See if we can maybe get like a lucky kill on him. Okay, here they come.
To battle.
Alright, we're gonna charge that general. I kinda do want to I wanna think about keeping my general out of this. But let's try and kill his general because we have a cavalry advantage. And we have spear cavalry, so we should do very, very well against him. So, alright, you guys focus on those horses.
General,
He's thinking about charging me. Get out of there.
is under attack.
Get out, get out, get out. Okay, there we go. We almost killed his general. He took some pretty heavy losses there. Are you shitting me? Our levy's already broke? Wow. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, dude, right in the flank on those guys. Holy shit. That was painful. Right there. We're just putting arrows right in their backs. We're actually going to go ahead and probably... Ooh, that's not good either, is it? I don't think I have a rally yet, do I? Let's rally these guys. Alright, let's put some fire on them. Let's put some fire in here. Okay, so we did break those infantry there.
The battle is turning in our favor.
We will pursue them, and then let's watch this cavalry charge right now. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Nice, nice. Okay, cool. Alright, so it went well. Decisive victory. So we lost 190 men to kill 391. And let's see, the archers did very, very well, actually. The axes do good, the spearmen do good, and then our general did very well as well. These cavalry, though, are pretty beast. Cavalry in this game, especially prior to the year 1066 in England, or in Britain in general, people didn't use cavalry a lot, so when you had cavalry on the field, it was a really big deal to have horse troops. It just wasn't something that people had understood about warfare during the time. A lot of people, especially like Anglo-Saxon armies, used a lot of infantry, and that was just really, that's all they did. The thing is French military doctrine, particularly after William the Conqueror, is what influenced cavalry-heavy armies in the later period of the 11th century. So, okay. So we leveled up this guy. So let's take a look here. This is our king, obviously. So we have, you know, a lot of followers here. We could do some command and some melee skill for our commander's unit. We could do taxes. We could get a bard for some zeal. We can make him a forager, pillager, quartermaster, which will increase his campaign movement range. Pillager will increase our raiding income, also enemy morale in the province. We don't really need loyalty necessarily because of priest, but it's got some good buffs if you get to level 5. And then siege engineer is really good because you can have really, really quick sieges. So I'm going to go for Quartermaster, which is campaign movement range, and it also eventually gets you upkeep cost reduction as well as recruitment costs. It's really, really good. So let's go and do that. And then let's take a quick look here. Where's our capital? Here, it's Scone. Okay. Okay, so we have... This is a great hall. This is... basically, it makes replenishment really good for our troops. Takes up food, though. And it also allows us 20% max number of all units in recruitment pool. So it's this game is similar, just in case you don't know. This game is similar to Medieval 2 in that you have limited numbers of troops that you can recruit into armies, and then you have to wait for them to replenish to be able to put them back in your armies. So it can take some time to raise effective forces. So you need to be kind of strategic about where you place armies, when, and how, and what troops are in them. So for the time being, I think because, you know, we are surrounded by a lot of friendlies. There's going to be wars and stuff happening very, very soon, probably after this turn. So having a strong army, at least in the north, is going to be essential. I'm thinking these Vikings will probably make a couple moves on our borders. So, other than that, though, I think we can focus a lot on industrial stuff, getting some, you know, some more food. We have a nice food surplus right now, increasing our income. That would be good stuff. So for now, I think let's just focus over here. We have a great hall here as well, actually. I didn't know that. We actually do also have a port, which is really, really good. I think it's actually, since this place is a little more developed, there's like level 2 buildings here. Here's only level 1. Let's start upgrading some of this, I think. Let's upgrade that port real fast. And then we'll keep a little bit of money to raise some troops next turn. Yeah, let's go for that right there. Let's see, Renin, these are farms, food production. Okay, I wouldn't mind actually upgrading this. It's only 1,600, but for now, I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's just keep some money in reserve. We don't have any technology right now because technology in this game, you have to achieve certain activities before you can start researching stuff. So we don't have any research available that we can do right now. And then any other diplomacy, I really don't think there's gonna be much. I could go through and just kind of ask people for declarations of friendship. And ooh, yeah, he's actually gonna give me money for that one. Okay.
Sit. Have some ale. Tell me where you
have some ale.
What you have to say.
You will
Right,
get
let's see what we can do here. I don't know. Declaration of friendship. Intriguing. All right.
I may be open to this.
Oh, he's actually willing to go for it.
Approach
Okay.
then, and let us negotiate.
No, he's very, very weak.
I hope you'll repay my hospitality with fair words. Sit.
Yeah, so I could go through and try and get
Tell me where you're
you know, some money and stuff from these people, but I think it's unlikely we're actually going to get too much. So for now, let's not worry about it. Let's go ahead and end the turn there. Let's see. The turn times aren't too bad, about 10-15 seconds. So. All right.
The influence of one of your nobles now exceeds that of your king. Be wary, for such power makes men susceptible to ideas above their station.
Okay, so it looks like one of our friends here was attacked by Orkneyar, which I thought would happen, so we're going to go ahead and defend our ally, which means it's now essential that we get a military force ready to invade the north, so... instead of going to Aberdeen, let's actually go over here and go for Deer. Okay, so you saw the game. Let me know that one of my generals has more influence than my king. I wonder who that is. Let's see, nobles. Let's see, so our king has 38 influence. Oh, no. How much influence does he have? He has 4 influence, and then these guys actually have more than my king, so... Divorce, hold a feast... Okay, so I could pay $2,000 to have a feast to seek support from the nobles to improve my influence. I think it's actually probably not a bad idea. If I spend an additional 200 gold, I actually get more influence for my king. So let's do that. So now he has 6 influence, and then I could actually ask. I could spend some money to lower the influence of a couple of these other guys. Interesting. Okay. Some of these guys control estates, actually. So we can go over here to governors and estates, and I can actually see what nobles control what. It's kind of like Crusader Kings 2. Some of my nobles will control land to keep them loyal. So right now, I really just want my king to be the primary, you know, autocrat in our realm. I don't really care about the other aristocrats. I don't care about the nobles. So our king needs to be the strongest out of anybody. So potentially, I could strip somebody of their office. It might make them rebellious, though. It's a very, very... distinct possibility. It does also cost me money, so for now, because we do need to get troops online, I'm gonna go ahead and not worry about it. Let's just hope that nothing's gonna happen. Okay, so this is the recruitment screen, and this is how you get troops. I really want to focus right now on getting a couple spearmen, but we're gonna focus mainly on sword and axe infantry. I'm not even sure we're gonna focus really that heavily on bows. So what happens is these troops start at very, very low health, and they have to replenish over a period of time. So we have some retinue troops, which are basically like tier 2 troops. The levies are really, really crappy. You want to avoid using levies. They're really just meant to shore up your flanks. You know, don't rely on them really for very much. The levies can break very, very easily. Even having a few retinue troops against a levy troop, there's a significant difference in the outcome of a battle. In my other campaign, my practice campaign that I was fighting, I was just dominating levy armies. You know, I had retinue troops, I had like tier 2, tier 3 troops versus levy troops. Even if I was outnumbered, these troops here, the retinue troops and your elites are just way better. Way, way better. So let's just get 1 Alban Spearman. Let's grab 1 sword band. I'm going to grab 2 Cateran levies. I do want some crossbows, actually. That'd be pretty sweet. I will grab 1 Alban Horseman. He's a retinue melee cavalry, so it means we'll have 2 cav, which is already really good for our army composition. We have a lot of tactical, you know, flexibility. We want to grab more swords. I think I will actually probably grab a couple crossbows, and we'll see how those guys are. So this army here now is costing me 482 in upkeep. So we're only making 1,000 pounds per, or 1,000 gold per turn now. And it has a food upkeep, so I have to be producing enough food to send to the army every turn. If I don't, we get problems. So for now, we're doing okay, but now all these troops are going to replenish, get back up to full strength. I might get rid of a couple of these bows and put in crossbows instead. And then we will hopefully improve our economy a little bit, in a little bit. I want to get this army, I think, up to full strength before we do anything else with the economy, though. So, as you can see, Orkney has quite a few provinces that we will want to tank. Now, advancing into his territory is a significant campaign, so I think we're going to let this guy do his thing first, kind of be a buffer state in between us and the enemy, and then later on, we have a more military and economic power will advance. So, all right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break here. I know this episode is a little short, but I gotta take a break. I will see you guys in the next episode. I do hope you guys are very, very excited for this campaign. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you guys are interested to see. And if you have any questions, I'll be in the comments down below answering it for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks so much.